Hello students, in this session I am discussing about the protein energy malnutrition. So protein energy malnutrition means deficiency of the proteins and calories in our diet is known as the protein energy malnutrition. So this deficiency of the proteins and calories is majorly observed in underdeveloped countries. Like Southeast Asia, South America, West and Central Africa. These are the countries in which there is deficiency of the proteins and calories is observed. So large scale of people are affected by the protein energy malnutrition during the conditions like drought, famine, and political turmoil. So these are the exact lines, words that are used in the NCERT book. So drought means it is the condition where there is no rainfall and there will be no crops in that area. And famine is food scarcity. Political turmoil means, so here is it is a disorder or confusion in that area. So these are the areas in which there will be lot of people are affected by the protein energy malnutrition. These conditions will lead to the protein energy malnutrition, and these conditions are actually happened in Bangladesh, independence war, and also happened in the Ethiopia. So in the Ethiopia, so there was happened a severe drought in the mid-80s. And actually, this protein energy malnutrition in children and infants. So actually leads to a severe disorders which are known as the marasmus and kwashiorkor. And now let us discuss about those disorders. First one is marasmus. So marasmus was produced if there is deficiency of the both proteins and calories. That will lead to the, if simultaneous deficiency of the both proteins and calories is observed, then that will lead to the marasmus. And reasons why this marasmus was actually produced means, so due to the replacement of the mother milk by other foods. which are having less proteins and less calories. This is the one of the region which will leads to the marasmus. And also another region is there. So that is, so second pregnancy or second childbirth of the mother. So even the first child is too young. Second, so mother's second pregnancy or second childbirth. So will lead to the first child to the marasmus type of disorders. And this will happen at the age of, marasmus is generally observed in the children who have less than 1 year age. And now effects of the marasmus on the children. So actually marasmus will leads to the, so it impedes the growth and replacement of proteins in tissues. So generally in our body, the proteins are destroyed within the cell and new proteins are formed. And there must be a balance between the destroying of the proteins and formation of the new proteins. So whereas in the case of marasmus disorder, so there will be no balance between the proteins formation and destroying of the new proteins, and impairs the growth. That means growth is decreased, and it also leads to the emaciation. So emaciation means body becoming very weak and thin. And also will lead to the thin limbs. Skin become very dry, thin, and wrinkled. So wrinkled means, so foldings are appeared in the skin, and there is retarded in the growth, and considerably we will observe the weight loss. And there is no actually brain development in the condition if there is marasmus. If brain development is there, that brain development will actually lead to the mentally disordered. That means mental capacity and mental ability of that individual is very, very less. So these are the effects of the marasmus. And now let us discuss about the kwashiorkor. So kwashiorkor is actually produced due to the only proteins deficiency. So it is very important to remember this point. So kwashiorkor is actually produced only due to the deficiency of the proteins only. Whereas the marasmus is produced due to the deficiency of the both proteins and calories. So actually it is very important question. There is chance to get in the examination. So here is a trick to remember this area. So marasmus produced due to the deficiency of proteins and calories. So we can link marasmus, proteins and calories like this. M, marasmus start with the letter M. Proteins start with the letter M, P. And the calories start with the letter C. M, P, C. Here M means marasmus, P means proteins. Calories mean C means calories. Marasmus is produced due to the deficiency of both proteins and calories. So this is the tip which is helpful to remember the marasmus. Automatically we can remember this kwashiorkor is produced due to the deficiency of only proteins. And the reasons why it is actually produced. The reasons are due to the replacement of the milk by the other foods which are rich in proteins but less with the calories, and generally observed in the children more than at the age of more than 1 year. So whereas the marasmus is observed in the children less than 1 year, whereas the kwashiorkor is observed more than 1 year child. And the effects of the kwashiorkor. So due to the kwashiorkor, there is wasting of tissues happening. Wasting of tissues means so slow weakening of the tissues is known as the wasting of tissues, and there will be thin limbs. And there is no growth, and there is also no this brain development. And these are the actually which are somewhat similar with the marasmus. And a different property when compared with the marasmus is accumulation of the fats. Accumulation of fats will leads to the swelling of various parts of the body. And also leads to the edema. So edema is the condition. So where there is swelling of legs and feet, ankle parts is observed. So these are the effects of the kwashiorkor. So that is all about the marasmus and kwashiorkor. So here we have to remember these 2 points. So actually proteins calories deficiency will lead to the marasmus, and only proteins deficiency will lead to the kwashiorkor. And it will happen at the age of less than 1 year, whereas it is happens at the age of more than 1 year, and its effects are also should be remembered. So thank you students. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel.